On Independence Square, it was a reception fit for a pop star. But this special guest was the EU's foreign policy chief. Catherine Ashton is in Kiev to help resolve Ukraine's political crisis. The protesters shouted thank you because they want closer ties with Europe. And there's US diplomacy too now. It's part of an international effort to stop Ukraine sliding into chaos.
The United States intends to remain engaged, working in lockstep with the European Union to try to restore peace, human dignity, a path to Europe.
This is the man they're here to meet. President Yanukovych has been doing some diplomacy of his own, seeking advice from Ukraine's former presidents. He's extended an olive branch to his opponents by promising to secure the release of anti-government protesters detained in the last few days. The protests were sparked by the authorities' decision to reject a deal with the EU in favour of closer ties with Russia. Police in Kiev have now pushed demonstrators away from key government buildings, but protesters continue to occupy what they call Maidan, Independence Square.
Despite all of today's diplomatic activity, it's unclear whether there will be a negotiated settlement. These protesters don't trust their government or their president, and for now they're determined to stay on the square.
We should have some will, power, and to do it now, because if Maidan would go home, it will be the end, and then we'll have no other chance.
These protests aren't happening all over Ukraine. In some parts of the country, people feel closer to Russia than to Europe. But what happens here in the capital will be critical in deciding whether Ukraine turns east or west. Steve Rosenberg, BBC News, Kiev.